All right, welcome back. I'm trying to, hopefully I'll edit this with the other video a minute ago, and hopefully this will make sense. It's been quite a few days and working still on these kind of Qlib issues, but more, I think Qlib was working kind of fine, but getting RD agent to work with it properly, like it was working and then it wasn't working a lot of times, and I was trying to kind of edit the source code and lots of different things for days. Like, okay, so maybe I don't want to go through everything, but what I've decided to do now is kind of delete all of Qlib stuff. I mean, I've done it through Conda, I've done it through the every which way, I've done it locally, and locally, as I think you might have seen, kind of worked okay. However, really couldn't get RD agent running properly, and was trying many different things. I even got stuck for a while trying to run it with Anthropic rather than OpenAI. But anyway, so I just created the .env here for the OpenAI stuff, and I noticed when I was trying to do RD agent in Qlib, a lot of the time it would start to try and open itself, especially if I did the run any of its models or anything like dot finance or whatever it's called. Um, where is it up here? I'll just have a look at that. You can run a health check first of all, so we might do that. See if that's running okay. And then the other thing we were trying to run was the financial model or whatever. Yeah, fin factor, right? Or the agent fin factor. So when I was running that inside Qlib, so installing Qlib and then RD agent doesn't seem to be the way to do it, because when I was trying to run RD agent then inside Qlib, it was basically trying to run a Docker, install a whole Docker thing with Qlib in it. So it was like I was running Qlib and then RD agent, and then RD agent was installing Qlib again inside of Qlib. And I was like, okay, this is not making sense. So it looks like the thing to do is just install RD agent first from Docker itself. Now, before it looked like there was issues with running Qlib in Docker. So I'm already not a fan of Qlib in Docker. It seemed to work better outside of Docker. However, it looks like they doesn't really do RD agent properly unless it's inside Docker. So I'm going to try this way. I'm going to try doing it with the RD agent in Docker first, and it kind of does its own Qlib stuff there anyway. So let it do that. And yeah, just have your .env ready, and it'll tell you how to create the .env for because you're going to need the AI OpenAI code. Now, when you're getting code from OpenAI, if you're getting the API code or key, make sure you try and get the SK key, not SK project key or SK, not the SK admin key, just SK key, and you have to go to your user profile or whatever for that. You'll figure it out. So that's the one you need. You need that kind of an SK key. Anyway, after that, hopefully, I'm just going to let this do its thing and install, and then hopefully not only will we have Qlib running, but also RD agent running perfectly as well. So that's the whole idea. Because I did have Qlib running perfectly, I would say. It looked like. However, it wasn't integrated with RD agent perfectly. It was working sometimes, but then not everything was working. So I was like, I think it expects it to load into Docker first. Now, it doesn't really give you a Docker file to install it directly in Docker. So we had to make a Docker file as well. That's a bit of a red flag, because otherwise does it want us to pip install? I'm not, which is what wasn't really what worked earlier on. So it says up here in the documentation about it, it's designed acting. It's primarily using Docker for code execution. So it can write and run code in various. So primarily using Docker for code execution. So maybe it wants to pip install it outside, but use it for code execution. So I don't know if this is a good idea, installing it completely in Docker either, like creating an image. It doesn't seem to have an image. This is already agent. And so this may not be the, it says please refer to, that's for installing Docker. So, and there's all sorts of things you can do with it. Anyway, let's, I'm going to still try and figure this out. Like, hopefully this may not be a good idea, installing the whole thing in Docker. I think it expects a pip install first, possibly, and then just executing the code in Docker. So this may not be the right thing to do either. But looks like it's the way I'm going to try it anyway, because it got all too confusing there, because it was looking for all the other stuff that I had pip installed and conda installed and everything, and I was trying to drag that in, so I had to delete them. So it's a bit of a mess, but I don't know, learning a lot, I guess you could say. Hopefully it all works inside Docker. If it all works inside Docker, shouldn't have an issue, I guess. But then again, like running outside, it wasn't working well outside of Docker or the agent either. So perhaps it might just need to pip install or the agent without Qlib, and then let it run all from itself. So maybe if this doesn't work, I'll try and do that. So either way, it looks like it might be better off installing already agent first. But installing it all in Docker, this may not be a good idea, but I'll give it a go anyway. So I'll be right back and see how it goes. All right, it's a little bit later on. We're getting somewhere here. I'll just take part-time Larry out of the way there for a second. So not entirely sure what's going on here, right? But it didn't work in the Docker properly, so I just pip installed locally. But I had to deactivate conda. Conda deactivate is the thing. Now here you have to set your log path, right? And there's another the other fintech thing. I have to get data for that to work. So first of all, I guess we're going to set the log path on this one. So we've already agent working. So I think the main thing, the way to approach it is like, don't go for Qlib first. Get already agent up and running first. Apparently I don't have Llama, even though I installed it. I don't know what way. I probably should have done it in an environment. Would have been better, but I didn't. So anyway, let's see if I can set the log path. This is it. Doing some stuff. I don't know. The UI wasn't really responding to stuff. I don't know. And then instead of doing one of the other financial ones, I did this one because I know the other one requires data, and I don't know if it gets it properly, but this is probably going to end in an error, is it? The execution was successful. Finish building an image from Docker file. So I guess this is the agent at work here now, because it seems to be doing stuff on its own. This is going to solve errors on its own. Right, I guess this is the agent actually doing something. No, okay, no errors. Right, surprise, surprise. Okay, interesting. So the one I put there was Fin model, or the agent Fin model, and then there's health check, which was actually working a minute ago, and now it's not working. This is the thing that really grinds my gears. Like the other iteration I had of that was health check was working, and I was able to open the UI. And now, since I just reopened another instance of PowerShell, now it's not working. That's really what gets me the most, when it's working and then 5 seconds later it's not. And all I did was like open up another shell or something. It really gets me. I keep saying Llama is not installed, even though I did like actually install it on this itself. There it is. There, Llama and Llama Env. So I don't know where it's supposed to be looking. It's probably looking for it somewhere else or something. So another way we can do it is let's go into this and then see what's in there. Okay, we've got these things. I don't know what the hell all that stuff was. I was trying to do a portfolio or something. The Qlib was successfully initialized. Maybe had a problem with the data again. Object error. It did seem to be doing stuff there, didn't it? I think that seemed to be the agent actually working, which is the first time we've got the agent actually doing stuff on its own, which is interesting. It was a GRU financial model. I was giving it certain permutations, and it's kind of going off to the races by itself, wasn't it? It looked like it was. Yeah, it's talking to itself here. User did not give any code here, write it from scratch. So then it does a GRU here. Interesting. Well, that's good to see the agent actually coding itself there. But this is more of what I'm looking for, really. So I would say if you're going to go this route, go for the RD agent first, rather than the Qlib first, to try and get that going. It doesn't seem to work straight out of the box, unless maybe if I did it in an environment, it would have been better. I might have messed that up. Let's see. It seemed to be going well there. It seemed to be doing everything all on its own, and then some issue maybe with the data or something. Not entirely sure. Seem to be doing a lot of coding and packages and modules. It's using Docker, I think, as well. So everything worked up to 60% workflow progress here. And then a couple of errors here, which hopefully we can figure out. All right. It's having another go over here, whatever it's doing. I think I had to put a label on the GPU device or something. Not entirely sure. Something is successful there anyway. So I just put, already agent finance and model or whatever. It's beginning to Docker. It seems to be working with Docker okay. Docker logs end. GPU devices are available. Now, more errors. As far as I can tell, I think it's still going to give an error, but as far as I can tell, it's just really, it just activates a prompt. So I guess there's a couple of prompts that are ready, and it seems to be doing more than just doing one single prompt. It seems to be handling files and stuff as well. So, and I guess then it should be able to, optimize and do things like that. I'm not too sure. Let's see where this goes. Errors again, of course. Okay, yeah, I think I've seen a lot of Python 3.12 here, so yeah, this is probably because I didn't do it in an environment. So I'm probably going to have to uninstall all of this again. So this is probably the 10th time or something I've installed and uninstalled sort of similar stuff. And each time we're seeing different things, so it's like, okay, I think this is my fault again. I should have really used an environment, and to be fair, I should probably use the Conda one like it says in the instructions and stuff. So I'll probably have to uninstall all of this and try it again with a proper environment. So okay, so this is the Conda environment we're in now. So I think it's Conda activate or Conda create or whatever, you figure it out. You do the proper Conda environment for this, which I think is 3.10 as well, tested or whatever. I'm just looking to the side here at the other stuff. One of the other things, and I'll show you. I'll put this over here a second. That's just downloading stuff there. I'll show you what I'm downloading now as well. But if you look at Qlib, because it's already agent that's getting Qlib, right? But then it's asking for the data, okay? But if you look here, it says that data, due to security or whatever, is not available. So try this one. So I gave that one ChatGPT, and it gave me the codes to download that. So that's downloading. And for some reason on this one, the health check isn't working, which is again another bit of a red flag. So this is now downloading that Chinese stock data. I'll just do it all from example for the moment, and then I can put in my own data later like we did earlier so many times. But anyway, it's worth it just doing it this way for a while. So I started with RD agent here and Anaconda, and that's how I started on this one. And there's still an error with Llama this time for some reason. I don't know if we need it. AI LLM utils. Not sure if that's a big deal or not. So that's all coming down there. Then it's being installed, that stuff, the data, okay? Oh, I don't know if that's, no, I don't have to keep an eye on the data. Oh, there it is. Right. I don't know if you can see that. The data's still going down there. So I'll just wait for that to finish and then see what's going on. Again, I don't know why the health check isn't working. Right. But again, installed it from RD agent. So it's RD agent here that's pretty much installing the Qlib. So it's kind of the other way around, rather than Qlib first, RD agent first, and then go from there, and then just putting in the data. And then we'll see how it goes, I guess. There may be certain things I didn't clean up in Docker properly, so that could be an issue too. Anyway, I'll keep running with what we got here for the moment.